topic for today is tips in learning Korean language. Actually, hindi ako confident na gawin tong video na to kasi I'm not that good in Korean. Like, yeah, I can speak and communicate with Koreans, but hindi masyadong maganda yung pronunciation ko for me. So, nag-aalangan akong i-shoot ang video na to. Maraming requests. So, I'm giving it a shot. Ayan, let's start! Tips on how to learn Korean. So, tip number 1. I would recommend that you enroll in a formal Korean class. Because for me, mas importante yung basic foundation. Kasi you know naman that Korean is way different from our language and from the words, the sentence structure, and the grammar. So, mas importante yung may basic foundation ka. At least you will know yung how the grammar structure works and kahit yung pronunciation is. Yan, nasabi ko naman sa mga previous videos ko na I did learn from Korean Cultural Center in the Philippines. From there, ayun, tinuturo nila yung grammar, yung words, yung letters. Yeah, dun kami nag-start sa letters actually. Tip number 2. I would suggest na you review and study what you have learned sa formal class. Kasi what I did before was, before ako pumasok, nag-review ako nung mga previous lessons namin. Kasi there are words na hindi ko alam kung paano siya gamitin in a sentence. So, by reviewing, you will remember yung mga napag-aralan nyo sa class and ma-apply mo siya sa mga next class nyo. And I would suggest din also na when you study, you read the words aloud kasi dun yung maririnig yung pronunciation mo kung tama ba or hindi. Bali, na-enhance na yung speaking mo, nakaka-learn ka pa ng words, and ma-remember mo pa kung ano yung sinabi mo. Tip number 3. Personal experience ko siya. I mean, yeah, I enhanced my Korean through watching K-dramas. For my case kasi, when I arrived in South Korea, I did learn Korean from the Philippines. I can read Korean and I can speak a little Korean, but it was not enough to communicate with especially the teachers or yung mga people na mas matanda sa'yo. Kasi they have like different grammar din kasi for like formal, informal. So ayun, by watching K-dramas, I learned how to construct a sentence in a Korean way. So they have like different way how to construct a sentence. I would suggest na if you watch K-drama, do it by listening then sa earphones kayo. Because you can hear clearly the pronunciation. Not only ma-enhance yung listening skills mo, you will get to familiarize din sa words dahil nga dun sa actions nung actor sa drama. Additional tip then for watching K-drama. At first, you watch the drama with the English subtitle. And after that, you watch it with no subtitle. So, from the English subtitle, then no subtitle, you evaluate yourself kung ilang percentage ang naintindihan mo sa walang subtitle. Like, if you do it like often, I'm pretty sure na magpa-progress yung percentage nung na-understand mo. Tip number 4. Aside from K-drama, I would suggest na you watch more and more variety programs. Not only that they use the standard Korean, just a conversation with a Korean person, and not only that, they speak very fast. So, dun mo may enhance yung listening mo din. Since most of the Korean variety shows naman, parang may nagpa-pop up na words like everywhere. You will enhance then your reading skills kasi nga very fast yung pagpapop up ng words. So another tip din, so if you don't know the words na like lumabas sa isang Korean variety show, I would suggest na you take note of the word. After mo pa mapanood yung show, hanapin mo sa dictionary because ayun, makakonect mo yung meaning ng word then dun sa action din ng tao sa variety show. And lastly, tip number 5. For me, this is the best tip that I can give you because yeah, as you may know naman, I didn't learn after arriving in Korea. Like most of the scholars kasi they do have like a year Korean program. So for me, since I'm in directing program ko, I didn't had a chance to be in a language school here in Korea. So what I did was, when I arrived actually, I made friends with Koreans. Yeah, though I have like 2 or 3 Filipino friends in my school because nga, konti nga lang kami Filipino sa school. So I made friends with more Koreans, more foreigners, pero yung method of conversation namin is in Korean. Through that, I enhanced my speaking skills while having conversation with your friends and your mode of conversation is Korean. And marami kang mapipick up na words na magagamit mo siya in everyday life. And you will pick up also the pronunciation and yung sentence construction. Kasi if you learn it through the book, like very straight siya, most of the words in the books kasi hindi siya ginagamit like in normal conversation. So, pag nagko-converse kayo ng mga Korean friends mo, marami ka talagang matutunan. And yeah, there are times then na they would correct your words. So it was really good for me kasi nga parang may instant teacher ka na. Actually, ma-adapt mo din yung intonation. Kung, like for example, kung yung friends mo are from mga province like Busan, ma-adapt mo yung accent ng Busan kasi nga palagi kang converse sa kanila. Very, very good tip siya. Kahit na nasa Pilipinas kayo or wherever you are, I would suggest na actually there are a lot of applications naman yata na where you can connect with Korean, again like kahit na message conversation lang siya. I'm pretty sure na marami kayong matutunan while having conversation with them in Korean. So ayun, we discussed my tips on how to learn Korean. Kahit na hindi ako perfect mag-Korean, like my pronunciation is very bad. Yeah, sana nag-enjoy kayo and see you next time. Bye-bye!